These are my top 10 favorite cake decorating tools. So from last week, I talked about my top 10 favorite baking tools. This week is all about my favorite cake decorating tools. This is part 1. There's going to be a part 2 kasi masyado siyang marami and I can't. It's going to be too long if I talk about all of them. So we'll do this in several parts. So yung mga first 10 ko, first is a roller cutter or a pizza cutter. This is a very inexpensive tool. You can buy this from any department store, kitchen supply store. Just look for a pizza wheel or a pizza cutter. I like this. I like the handle kasi mas madali siya compared to the one yung ganito yung handle. So I like this one. And I think this is, I got this for less than 100 pesos if I'm not mistaken. So this is for cutting fondant, for cutting gum paste, for trimming out excess fondant after you cover the cake. Obviously, you know, you can use a knife, pero this is more convenient to use and mas mabilis siyang mag-cut. Tsaka straight siya. You can do a straight cut with this one. So a roller cutter. We have a silicone rolling pin. I use the silicone rolling pin for rolling out gum paste, for sugar flowers, or for rolling out fondant when I make small pieces. And this is also non-stick. This is a brand from Atico. I got this from Gordo's in Manila. So a non-stick silicone rolling pin. Next, we have a self-healing mat or a cutting mat. So you can ask any of your engineering or architecture friends. They use this, I think, for drafting. So it comes in different sizes. This is very helpful because it comes with these lines and meron siyang measurements. Sometimes in centimeters and inches. So these little squares, that's 1 by 1 by 1 by 1 inch. And it also has, so for example, you have to cut at a specific angle. So meron din siyang here, these lines. You see these lines? And the good thing about it is that you can use this instead of cutting on your table kasi yung table nyo masusugat. So I highly recommend having a self-healing mat for cutting fondant pieces and gum paste. This brand is from Fiskars. Ito, I got this from the US pa, but from any national bookstore, you can find a self-healing mat. I think Carl is one brand that's available in national bookstore. And then we have a fondant smoother. So what's a fondant smoother? From its name, it's to smooth out your fondant. It's to get rid of air bubbles. It's to smooth out the sides of the fondant so your cake has smoothing sides in cake. And also to create sharp edges. It comes in different shapes and sizes. This one has a straight edge. Merong iba na curved yung edge na. Merong iba yung for corners. Merong iba yung for the bottom. So it's up to you kung saan nyo gagamitin. You don't have to have all of the different types of smoothers. You just need 1 or 2. And then, another type of smoother that I love to use when making fondant cakes are these flexible smoothers. These two, this pair, I got this from Bake It Out. It's from a brand called Squire's Kitchen. They call it the Flexi smoothers. And then this one naman, this set is from Innovative Sugar Works. This is from Innovative Sugar Works. I like them both. I prefer this one from Squire's Kitchen. I use this a lot for smoothing out cakes that are carved cakes, yung uneven surfaces. So for example, like a bowl for or the head or like for shape of a body. So I think ginagamit ko for smooth. And it's also useful for creating sharp edges. So to create a sharp edge, you just do it like this. Then you pinch the fondant and then you can create a sharp edge. I've made a video with DLA on how to cover a cake with fondant and create sharp edges. It's going to be up on the DLA website. I'll send you the link here once it's up. And it's a free tutorial on how to cover a cake with fondant. And these are ito yung isa doon, yung pinakita ko how to use this. So just to give you an idea, the Flexi smoothers from Square's Kitchen, I think I got it for 600, 700 pesos. The Innovative Sugarworks set, about the same price. That time, I don't know now. And if you want a low budget version, go to the department store, hanap kayo ng folder, plastic folder, get the thick one, and then you cut it into the shape. You can cut 2 pieces, and then that's what they use to smooth out the cakes. And also, you can cut another piece and fold it this way, like this, 90 degrees. And this is what you use to create a sharp edge. I also showed this in the video tutorial on how to cover a fondant, a cake with fondant. A cake with fondant. Makita nyo dun sa video on how I use this. So, any folder, any acetate, any folder, plastic folder. Okay. Next, we have my set of balling tools. So these ball tools are very useful for creating like eye sockets. Maliit for creating eye sockets, or like the mouth, or any indentations that you need for creating different figures. And also, this is very useful for thinning out the edges of sugar flowers. So if you want a more delicate look to your petals, so ito yung ginagamit to smooth out the gum paste. So it comes in a set of 4. Ito, this is very cheap. You can order this from Shopee or from any cake decorating supply store. I think for 120 pesos or something. My favorite ball tool, this is the Colette Peters by New York Cake. So this was given to me when I attended the class by Colette Peters in New Jersey when I was in the States. So they gave us this for free. It's maganda siya kasi this is bigger than the regular, than the biggest size of the ball tool set. So mas malaki siya. So for like bigger shapes or bigger petals. So this is bigger. And then for cutting, most cake decorators would recommend using an X-acto knife. An X-acto knife is used in arts and crafts for cutting like more precise details on gum paste or fondant. X-acto is spelled as X-acto. And it comes with a detachable blade that you can replace. The only problem, this is nice, the only problem with this is these X-acto knives are not exactly made to be used on food. Although you can use them, you can can wash them, but they were not made to be specifically for food. And my problem with this is that yung blades niya, they rust. Pag naiwanan nyo lang, after you use it, then you forgot to wash it or forgot to dry it, it rusts really easily. So I figured out, so instead, what I use is this. This is a surgical blade, a scalpel, for use for performing surgeries. It comes with a blade that you can replace. The shape is exactly the same, almost the same as the X-acto knife. This is the number 11. So, yung ginagamit ko is the number 11. And the great thing about it is that these blades are sterile. So, I was thinking if it's safe enough to use to cut your body, to perform surgery, it's safe enough to use on food. Compared to this one, hindi nyo alam kung how it was manufactured. So, and it doesn't rust. It stays like this for a very long time and it stays sharp longer than an X-acto knife. And you can buy the blades like this. It comes in like little foil packets. This is the number 11. So I think ginagamit ko number 11. Same shape as the X-acto knife. This costs around 11 pesos. And then the handle, I think 100 pesos or less. So it's very cheap. It's gonna last you a very long time because now it's stainless steel, and it's sterile. That's why I like using this. And next we have the Celboard by Celcakes. So the Celboard, if you can see, it has grooves. This is used for rolling out petals for sugar flowers. So the grooves, what are the grooves for? The grooves are for the wires. So when you roll out your petals, you can roll them out as thinly as you want. And then sa likod, meron siyang groove, and that's where you insert the petal. So you don't have to worry about rolling the petals too thinly kasi meron siyang groove. Kasi sometimes, sometimes we're worried about rolling it too thinly and not having, and the wire showing. So that's the purpose of having the grooves on the Celboard. It has five ones, so you can cut 5 at the same time. It has a long one for cutting out, leaves. So I love this so much. For me, it's worth the investment. I think I got this for 2,000 pesos, but trust me, it's worth it. Merong mga local, I bought the copycat version of this. Ang laki ng groove niya, and it's not tapered, so ang laki nung kitang-kita siya on the petal compared to the Celboard. So for me, this was worth the investment. I've had this for so long already, so many years already, and I use it every single time I make flowers. The Makin's clay extruder. Here we have the Makin's clay extruder. This is from Michael's. Michael's is an arts and crafts store in the US. Locally, I'm not sure if you can buy this from National Bookstore, but this is available from cake decorating supply stores and shops online. Meron siya yung a cheaper version, a cheaper copycat. So how you use this, so you twist it like this, and then papasok yung fondant dito. And then it comes with different inserts. If you saw the ramen cake that I made, if you want to make like spaghetti or noodles, yung maliliit na really thin, it's hard to do it manually. So you can use a clay extruder. That's what this is for. Right? So if you're into, mahilig kayo sa mga novelty cakes for creating different, like really thin pieces, this is very, very useful. It makes your life so much easier. So this brand is from Makin's. And lastly, this is probably one of my favorite purchases ever. This is my Airbrush machine. This is the Airmaster from Kopykake. So Kopykake is a company specifically selling equipment for to be used for cake. So they have airbrush machines, they have edible printing machines, they also have edible food colors, they have airbrush colors, and they have, I think, also like chocolate sprays. Meron din sila nun. So the what I like about the Kopykake Airmaster is that it has a control. You can control the pressure. So yung buga nung air. So ganito siya. This is what you use to spray. So you put the airbrush color here, and then you press here to spray. I've had this for 7 years already, and it's still working perfectly fine. I bought this, siguro nabalik ko siya for around 20,000 pesos that time. But maybe now it's cheaper. But it's super worth it for me. Meron yung mga cheaper versions, like that cost 2,000 pesos. Yung mga maliliit. But the problem with that is it has no control setting. 2, mabilis siyang masira. And then I tried that na kasi yung buga niya sabog. Compared to this one, it's very, very, very fine. And this one's made specifically for cakes talaga. So, if you have the budget, if you use a lot of airbrushing, like shading on cakes, the Airmaster by Kopykake is one of the brands that I would recommend. There's also another brand. I forgot what it was, but when I remember, I'll mention the name in the caption. So those are my top 10 favorite cake decorating tools. This is just part 1. There's going to be a part 2 of this. Like I said, I have so many tools that I want to talk about. And a lot of people are also asking me, like, I'm a beginner, hindi ko po alam kung anong gagawin ko. Kung anong bibilhin ko. So that's why I thought about creating these videos for you. Please don't forget to like and follow my Facebook page, Jamie Gordino Cake Design, and on Instagram at Jamie Gordino Cake Design, TikTok JG Cake Design, and on YouTube, Jamie Gordino Cake Design. I'll try my best to create more videos for you. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about, if there are any tutorials that you want me to do, please don't be afraid to comment below or send me a message. And I'll try my best to accommodate your request. See you next time.